Well, this is blog number 2 on here in Bogota. Uh, a little bit. This week's been really busy. I had last week I had 3 lesson plans I had to do. 2 of them counted towards my certification. One of them didn't. It was more of a practice lesson plan because our group was missing a person. So in order to fill up all the time slots, each of us had to take a practice lesson. So anyway, planning all that was a bit intensive. This weekend I haven't got a chance to really go out and do a whole lot because I have a paper that's due on Wednesday, plus I got 3 more lesson plans this week, and all 3 of them count. So not a lot that I'm going to update on. Trying to think. Other than the school, everything's been going fine. I take a bus each day to school, which is like 3 blocks away, 3 or 4 blocks away, and it's only a block away from the school when it drops me off. As far as one of the things I did want to talk about was they have such strange, like, there's a hamburger joint like really close to the school that I'm at, and it's so weird. They put like on the hot dog I ordered. I really should have boned up on my Spanish because I didn't understand what all the ingredients were. So when I ordered my hot dog, and it was really cheap, it was like around $1 is all it cost, and they gave me this huge it was a huge bun just packed with all kinds of weird stuff. Like, had this really kind of small hot dog, and then on top of it was like pineapples, some sauce that was a sweet sauce. It was almost like a raspberry or blackberry sauce. Might have been rose, because I think that they use rose, make sauces out of like rose something. And what else was on there? There was like a sweet cream. It was almost like a frosting. I mean, it wasn't bad. It was just not what I was expecting. So oh, and then it has potato chips. On the sauce, it goes the sauces with the pineapple, potato chips, and then your hot dog, all mashed into a bun. And they do the same thing with hamburgers as well. And I guess you can get pizzas that way as well. I didn't even want to try that. But I mean, it wasn't bad. It was really filling for the day. I mean, it did get me through the rest of the day because our lunch schedule is about 2 hours into our daily schedule. So it did get me through the rest of the evening, and it was filling. And it was only like $1. And I've gotten hamburgers there, and I actually paid attention to what's on it. So it's it's an actual hamburger. Now I don't think they're using beef. I think they must be using pork or something along a white meat. And the hamburgers are really, really good. They're filling as well. I could order a crazy burger. That's what I've been calling these, like crazy dogs or crazy burgers. Or you can get it with more traditional ingredients. And a lot of times what they'll do, instead of like putting like, there's like multiple carne burger, which is like multiple meats. And instead of putting like 2 patties on there, what you'll get is like a patty of the pork or whatever it is, and then on top of that you'll get like a patty of like bologna. It's strange, but I mean, it's filling. I mean, it's really cheap. It's only like the burgers cost a little bit more. I'd say about maybe $1.50, $2. Trying to think what else, and this is what I eat about pretty much every day. There's other little restaurants around. Yesterday, to get out of the house for a bit, I strolled down to this little central area to pick up a couple things to eat down there, and man, it is okay. I went to a restaurant, and they had a 3 meat dish that ended up being like $4, and it came with like your everything else, like rice and everything else, but you had like 3 meats on it. It was really good. And then I went and got a hamburger combination down at another place, and it ended up being approximately $2.50. So and it was a combo meal, just like you get back in the States. It came with a hamburger with cheese, or quarter pounder with cheese, fries, and a Coke. And well, what's nice is they use really fresh ingredients here. I mean, everything is freshly cut. Your tomatoes are just cut right then and for you, right there. You know, so it's really, really good food. So, um, trying to think as far as other food wise, as snacks. Oh, bread is everywhere. There's places like I think I mentioned this in the previous video, but there's Panderia. They're everywhere. I mean, they're always and they're fresh bread all the time. So maybe this wasn't the best country for me because I got a feeling I'm going to come back fat. I mean, it all is like fresh food, and it costs so little. I mean, it's amazing. I mean, how much I've saved just food wise. Um, but as far as the classes are going, the classes are tough. I mean, if anyone actually views this and thinks about the CELTA program, be prepared. I mean, I am an English major. I'd actually taken some education classes in the hopes of becoming an English teacher in the States before I changed my mind and wanted to go overseas, and just became an English Lit degree. With the knowledge I gained in those classes, is it's almost I mean, it didn't even hardly give me any advantage over the other students that are taking the course with me. It really there's a lot to learn in a short period of time. I mean, you're constantly learning new things, and the instructors are tough. They're right on you because they don't have a lot of time to coddle you. It's like, oh, well, you did this all right, and you need to really work on that. No, it's like you did this wrong, this wrong, this wrong. Fix these problems in your presentation for next time, and it's a it's a really steep scale of how they're looking at you. I mean, you're constantly working. I mean, I've been up till 4 or 5 in the morning working on my lesson plans because you have to have it's a lesson plan, a lesson worksheet, the whole 9 yards. It is, I mean, it's brutal. But anyway, that should be about cover it. I'm gonna hopefully I'll have a little bit more time next weekend to maybe outline a little bit more, a few more details, have a few more pictures. I am putting on a few more pictures that overlook the city of Bogota, as well as the hills behind the apartment building. I didn't get as many pictures as I wanted to. Those I'm hoping to get either next weekend or maybe the weekend after, which will pretty much be my final weekend here. But anyway, that should wrap everything up. I hope everything's fine back in the States or wherever you're watching this video from. Bye.